So basically what we're going to do with this scene is we're going to arrange it from start to finish. So we're going to have like a visible starting point to our game, and we're going to kind of level design it to like an end, basically. So we're going to take our character through some journey. So it's going to be maybe some narration at some point. We're going to cover this next weekend, but basically what we're doing today is we're just kind of laying out this level. So the way that you can do that is if you see this has an end cap right here, you can just pull this off, and then you can just kind of take this part and you can just clone it.
Oh, like the running game that you did.
Kind of, but yeah. So since this doesn't seem like it has any turning things, we just talked about this earlier. We could maybe do a teleport. So let's do something like this, right? So arrange your scene. Something like this. Keep pulling this back. Yeah, so maybe make it what? You click it. You click it. You make it like a little elongated, like so. No, it's not. If you just click in it again, you'll get to the separate piece.
You find it eventually. Oh, I get it. This is in it. Drag it out. Just play around with the hierarchy when you're confused about it.
Yeah, so maybe I make this like triple long, like this, something like this. Yeah, so I got to do something like this. And these things are kind of cool, I guess, so maybe pull a few more of those around. Yeah, I mean, they're just like, you know, for show. And then let's pretend like, and yeah, and these things, you know, obviously if you got like a bench here or something like that, you know, this is just good level design. You want to move it out of the way. Or move it to the end, like I was before. So just kind of move these all the way here. And then we can pretend like this is some sort of end point. Now, do the same with these other objects. Just kind of like, just pretend like you're basically extending this scene. So you can tell that there's a lamp post at every section. So kind of do the same. So this is just good level design. It'll be great practice for you to kind of get, you know, even more accustomed to the editor. It's navigating around and kind of arranging objects and etc. So I got something like that. Kind of puts a few of these computers and whatever they're supposed to be at some, you know, semi-random places, and just kind of keep to the same look. You got these nice arrows that just kind of point you in that direction. So I'm just going to take these arrows and I'm going to just keep cloning a few more arrows like that. And just, as long as it just kind of keeps telling you, go that way, go that way, go that way. It's kind of hard to miss. And then at the end, once you have all those arrows, I want you to take these arrows, right? And I want you to kind of point them like inward, like this, something to signify that this is where you want to reach. Like, and then there we'll create an object that's going to be like maybe our teleporter or something like that. So this is all level design right now. We're not doing any code yet. We're just going to kind of lay out our scene, and we're going to kind of use our imagination as to what's going to happen here.
So can you is there a way to designate, if you're pacing an object, can you designate where you want it to appear?
Mm-hmm. Like if you're in code, you mean? Or what?
No, so, say you copied a bench on one platform down below, but you wanted to, so you go up, you navigate up to the top level, and you want to place the bench there.
You would have to
Or do you have to
parent the bench to this object, and then just when you're copying it, copy it along with the bench. That's the only way to do it.
Okay. Or just drag, copy it, create it, copy and paste it down below, and then drag it up.
Something like that, yeah. But if you want to keep like the same bench and floor layout, the bench should be parented to the floor, and then you can copy the floor with the bench together.
Okay.
So yeah, once you have that, and then this final arrows just kind of happily telling you that this is where you need to be. I want to work with this one right here. So right at the beginning, you should see this kind of little grass round planter, whatever this is. Take this guy and put him all the way at the end. And we're going to use this grass round planter as like our teleportation platform or something like that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it into the ground a little bit, scale it, and I'll get something like this, something like that, right? So yeah, it's just a planter, and I just kind of pushed it into the ground there. I'm going to turn its mesh collider off because we want to be able to just kind of walk through this. We don't want this border to kind of stop us.
Where did you get that planter?
It's just like right at the beginning. They have you see these? They have them, the little ones right there.
Oh.
You'll find it. It's right there in the scene.
Do you put this in the end?
Yeah, all the way at the end. So let's say this first part is going to be like the introduction part. So here we're going to have some basic narration, some cues like, navigate around, get to the end of the platform to reach, the enemies or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
How do you make this stuff down? Do you delete?
I just pushed it in. Yeah, so then what we're gonna do, I don't know if we already have this. We do, we have the water, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to standard assets, and then in there is environment, water, and I'm just gonna do regular water, not water 4. Prefabs, water pro, daytime. And I'm gonna scale that water just so it fits the size of this planter.
Water basic?
And no, just water, and then in there, not water 4, because water 4 is the one with the waves,
Yeah.
but just the regular water.
Water daytime.
And then we should get something like this. So this already looks pretty pretty, right?
Yeah, very nice.
I mean, like for like
Put that in the thing?
less than half a day of work, yeah, just scale it. I mean, for less than half a day of work, you know, there's ways you can create high quality, you know, content in very simple ways.
So you just kind of left that thing, so that's sort of like buried in, you didn't cut anything off?
Yeah, I just buried it in, yeah.
Where do you get your plate?
Hmm?
Where do you get your plate?
It's right by the kitchen, yeah.
Where was the water?
It's in standard assets, and then environment, and in there it'll be water folder. Found it?
Oh, there's another, gosh, there are 2 standard assets.
How are you walking already?
So it's just, if you press play, the scene already comes with, your lighting might get messed up. So I would recommend you first, before pressing play, you go to lighting settings and turn on that auto generate thing again.
And so, sorry, the
Mhm.
water, I just grabbed the whole folder, or?
No, that's like the wavy water. You want just the water folder.
Yeah, and then what do I do?
Prefabs.
Okay.
And the daytime, yeah, that one.
This
First
one.
yeah.
Oh, they did, nice. Put in
Mhm.
there.
And then scale it down.
Oh, scale, gotcha.
I'm gonna move the game camera all the way to the end.
Hmm?
I'm gonna move the game camera all the way to the beginning.
I should already be at the beginning. But don't worry about the camera for now.
Use that.
So but yeah, basically what we're gonna do next, right? So before we do this teleportation, now this is important whether you're doing VR or not, but especially if you're doing VR, you need to kind of let people know what's expected of them. So I kind of want to say here above the water something like step into the water, something along those lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a quick way to do that is to create a 3D text. So you go into game object, 3D text, and you should see like a hello world text pop up. Move it into place, and it might show up like, you know, rotated the opposite direction. So just rotate it back towards yourself. and then just take that 3D text. And I'm gonna put it water. Something like that. Now, it might seem like very pixelated, the text, so just pay attention here. This is how you fix it. So where you see font size, when you have the text selected, it should be 0. Let's set it to like, I don't know, like 36 or something like that. So you set the font size really big and you'll see the font will increase in size. Then you change the character size to something like 0.2 or 3. So that's just how you make it more high res. It's like you increase the font size and you decrease the character size, and then you'll get like a nice crisp looking text. Put it like maybe just slightly above the thing, slightly below the green sign. Or honestly, you can get rid of this green sign. It's kind of distracting. So I just got rid of this, and I'm putting step into the water like right between these two light posts. Your scene might look a little bit different, but just as long as people kind of are pointed to the right place.
You can change the font color and all that stuff.
Yep. You can even change the font itself by pulling in a font file into Unity and then just put it in there.
Awesome.
It's as simple as that. Yep. So I'm assuming you know what we're gonna do. We're gonna tell like a little story here. Haven't come up with what exactly, but we'll do a little narration as the user is kind of walking down this hall, as like an intro to where we're gonna be taking them. Now the next part, we can't use these platforms because I want to get a little bit more creative freedom with it. So what we're actually going to use, I'm still looking here, but I'm thinking like if we grab one of these arrows, and if you just copy one of these arrows out, then pull it out to unparent it from the hierarchy, just pull it out all the way to the top. Like, so just kind of like pull that object and just kind of hover over the edge here just to pull it completely out all the way to the top of everything. And then I'm going to create a new material and just call it something like metal. And then I'm going to drag that material onto this new arrow that we just kind of like disconnected from the rest of it. That piece seems good. And then what else do we have here that could work? You know what's actually better than the arrow? This thing. So this add, whatever it is terminal. Same thing, just copy it, make a copy of one, and then pull that terminal all the way out of everything. Something like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use...
Do you pull it up or just over?
Just pull it like out of the hierarchy. I mean, just pull it, if it's parented to something, just, you know, pull it out basically. So we're actually going to use this terminal as our level design blocks for for our second level, or whatever, the second part of this. And the second part of this is where like the baddies are gonna come out at you and you're gonna kind of shoot through them. So we can actually put this below our level. And I want you to rotate this terminal so that the ad is facing downwards. And then we get this nice kind of platform. And I want you to scale it up, something like 5 by 5. And then just kind of copy a few of them so we can have it like this, kind of like something like this. And then I'll take all of these copies and I'll copy them again. And this time I'm gonna
How big did you make it?
5, scale 5, and I'm gonna rotate them like this. And then we'll get these edges to kind of meet each other. If they're not rotating together, just over here where you have your rotation setting and your selection settings, just click not pivot but center. I can't see like this. Just click center so that it rotates by the center of the selection, not by the individual pivots. And then you should just kind of slide it in. Along those lines. Oh, there's actually, instead of, my bad, these objects aren't exactly the scale that we want. So instead of rotating it, let's actually scale it negative in the opposite direction. So like in my instance it's in Z. I just made it -5 scale Z. Instead of, so this was the original, I just made it -5 so that I kind of like scale it in the inverse direction so that they perfectly fit here. And then just kind of eye them out in there. The snap thing won't, you know, the integer snap thing won't work so well in this case. And then I want you to take one of these bridges, copy that, and then take it like somewhere like here. So we're just having a little fun, you know, just level designing. You don't have to completely do it like I am, but I'm kind of trying to make this type of look. Something along these lines. Something like this. So that's what I have.
Oh, it didn't copy that there were like those little nodules underneath it.
What, this stuff? Or what?
No, it was.
The bridge?
You
Or-
don't have this. You don't have the circles. Anyways, never mind. Doesn't matter. Oh, I see why. Never mind. I forget. Let's go. There we go.
So I'll do something like this, and then I'm gonna copy this water teleporter thing. If you wanna like, you know, kind of have this easier for you, I would suggest you take this grass round planter. Again, just pull it out of everything. And just rename that object to teleporter. And then pull the water into that object. And now I kind of have them as one object. Just for simplicity's sake. And then I want another teleporter at the end of my second level, quote unquote. Like here somewhere, something like that. So is this fun?
Yeah.
Right? So it's a little tricky, but again, this is good kind of practice, navigating around, moving things, etc. So I did this, and then I'm also gonna pull a few of these arrows as well.
What did you do with the chemical?
With what?
The water thing?
Oh, I just put the water in the planter, just parented them as one object, and then I just renamed it to teleporter. Because I made it, it's almost like, a new object, kind of. And then I copied that together and I put one over here. Just so you don't have to find both the water and the teleporter.
Yeah.
So you can move them together. And then I'll take a few of these arrows too. Just one. Pull it out of its parent. And I want to, same thing, I want to signify this arrows right by this teleporter to tell you that's where you should go. Something like that. Doesn't matter. It's just kind of like, it's totally up to you how you'd like to design this.
Where did you put the teleporter?
I put it on the second platform that we created. So I say this is kind of a pretty nice setup for a little mini game. And I'll copy my text to step into the water.
Can you decide a place to copy things? Like instead of just copy and paste and move it all away?
No, you can't. You have to move it once you copy it. You can't decide where you want to.
I mean, what if you copy it in the next, the art hierarchy, and then click somewhere in the space and paste? Can you do that?
I'm not sure.
That's what I was getting at before.
I'm not sure actually. Try it. I don't think it works like that though. Maybe it does. Maybe you can copy. Yeah, I think you can copy in here, and then you can right click in the hierarchy, and then you can paste. And that should work.
That's not geographically, that's just in the hierarchy.
Right. Yeah. Geographically, no.
Geographically, kind of copy the transform and paste it on PPK launcher. I don't know if that's what you're asking.
Oh,
That's one way.
you changed the position.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I wish they had is when you're kind of doing this, I wish they had up and down as well.
What do you
So
mean?
forward, backward, left, right, up and down.
They do.
Oh.
Q and E.
Q and E, awesome.
So hold right click and then try it.
Yeah, awesome. That's exactly awesome. Cool. Thanks. I think I clicked everything else. And you put the words there too?
Oh, yeah, I just copied them. Yeah, and then I guess for the final thing, I want to copy one of these sky platforms, and we can use those as like our final reward, which I think we could just do, you know, like some music and like some people dancing around the guy, like, yeah, you saved us, something like that. I don't know. I'm just making it up. It's really, you do whatever you want. Yeah, and then I'll put that even under this, like here somewhere. And then, I don't know, something like that. Make sure, or you know, you don't have to, but take the water teleporter and put that down there as well, so it seems like that's where you came from. Yeah, and when we make this will have more of a story than a lot of VR experiences that I've seen. Yeah, so this is going to be the layout. I'm thinking I'm going to start here. We're going to do something like, the Sky City is under attack. We need your help. Look at any, you know, enemy robots to kill them. Then you step into the water. You step into the water, then you get teleported over here. And then it'll say something like, watch out, the robots are coming. And then the robots will start coming at you. And you just have to look at them to shoot, You shoot through them. You get here. And you say, congratulations, robots owe you have eternal debt, and then the robots will dance around you with some music. How about that? Right?
Do you have time to do all of that?
Next weekend? Yeah.
Oh, next weekend. Okay.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that right now. We're just
Okay.
level designing, brainstorming right now, trying to tell our story, whatever that's gonna be, you know.
Nice.
So all free assets, you know, it doesn't take you 4 months to design whatever, you know. Just think about what story you want to tell. You know, there's many ways to do that. There's probably already existing ways you can do it, your characters, environments and stuff. If you ever really do need to make stuff, you can. You can hire someone to make stuff for you. But in essence, I see a lot of people get held up on the details. They do details all day. They tweak colors, they tweak this, but nothing gets completed, like, you know, from a start to a finish type of perspective. So that's very important. Just kind of think about if you do go for the, you know, creating a 3D game route or something like that. No, there's obviously other ways you tell stories in VR, like 360 video stuff. You go out and you record 360 video if it has to do with real life. But if you're trying to do something like this, you know, there's always a way you can tell a story, and you can use common game design principles, level design principles. You know, very simple cues like arrows pointing you to where you're supposed to go, narration, text, and, you know, scenes, like you have one scene, even though they're all part of one scene, but they are technically multiple levels. A player won't care if he looks up here, he sees still this stuff. Do some interactions here, some robots to kill and shoot. You step in there, and you can end it right here with something satisfying, like, or funny, something like robots dancing to some cool music. You could then obviously take, you know, whatever we end up doing with this and make it 10 levels, you know, pull in more assets, more environments, more types of enemies, and then just start copying and pasting, arranging, and, you know, you end up with like a more even robust game if you wanted to. You can even publish it if you wanted to. All these assets are royalty free. No one will charge you anything for it.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, and we'll pick a suitable enemy, like a robot, maybe like this guy, or that's just a regular Mixamo robot. We'll see. We'll see whatever works. Yeah, whenever you'll get that all kind of like sorted out, then we'll go into just some lighting things I want to teach you.
Thought you were all thinking a while ago.
We're safe. We're almost